WoTBlitz here and welcome back to my channel. Today, update 9.0 is out from 1 or 2 weeks ago, and we got a new garage right there. And yeah, when it comes, it has a PBR garage, that is the HD graphics on it. It's just my PC, my laptop can run it at 20 FPS when I'm recording. But yeah, so let's start with new tanks. Edit comes with Japanese tanks, and Japanese heavy tanks is kind of cool for me, but it starts from a tier 5 and it's a Mitsu 108. Yeah, it's for me it's a bad tank from the Type 71 line because of penetration that it has 95 millimeter, and yeah, it has kinda bad accuracy and penetration is bad too, and yeah, kinda good damage, just like the other dirt tanks when it comes to Nightmare or the Gargoyle, etc. But this tank has a strong armor. It's so strong that you can only pan at this side and this side, and yeah, it's kinda weird. It's really weird, and yeah, mobility is kinda really as not too good, but just an average, just an okay mobility. So yeah, when you're getting, so let's get into how this works. When you when you have the turret just frontally, you can go 3 degrees of gun depression, but when you go just sides or the rear, you can go as a 5 degrees of gun depression. And yeah, it's kinda, for me it's a worst tank for the Type 71 line, and that's kinda meh for me. And we got a Junu, a tier 6 heavy one. It's, let's look at it, a top tank, I research the grinding one. So let's get into it. So the armor is pretty good. At tier 6 it has 135 millimeter at the upper plate on the hull. It is kinda cool. It's kinda really cool. So let's get it into the gun. It's terrible too. It has terrible accuracy, same as a Mitsu 108. It has a good DPM, and it's kinda having a good gun depression at 6 degrees, and yeah, it's okay for me for the in general, but the mobility is kinda, as an average speed as 23 kilometers per hour is good. You can get it forward at a 40 kilometers per hour. It has a good mobility. Yeah, kinda really good mobility. So let's get into the Jew Tower tier 7 heavy one, and it at the tier 7 you can get it, and you can see the new equipment for the Japanese heavies from tier 7 to tier 10, and this has improved vertical stabilizer. This will buff your gun elevation and gun depression. I can get it into 9 degrees. So enemies or allies doesn't know if you have a 9 degrees or 6 degrees. If you're using improved suspension for better mobility and average speed, halt turn rate, and terrain crossing capacity, or you can use for a hard down. So someone doesn't know if you have this or this. It is kinda useful. I can get it for useful. I want to just use it for, I just want an idea, just some tanks. Well, I will need to add it. Some tanks has bad gun depression and bad mobility. So yeah, this is kind of useful. I can get it improved vertical stabilizer because I need for the hold on position. So yeah, let's get into the gun. It has 5 seconds of aiming time. Isn't that good? Isn't that good for the? It has accuracy, so isn't that good? But yeah, the DPM is kind of good for me, and it's just a tier 7 tank. It gets some pretty good for me. The armor itself, 180 millimeter, it's good, but the tier 8 is bad. So when it comes to tier 6, you can get in some bounce, but tier 8, yeah, good luck. You can get some shot sometimes, and yeah, kinda weird. 90 millimeter when it comes to this, you can go up to 200 millimeter at this upper plate of the hull. So yeah, that's kinda good, for me. So tier 8, we got a Say at tier 8 tank. Let's see the stock tank right there. Yeah, it's completely stuck. But when it comes the top one, you can get it up to 234 millimeter. It's so strong. This tank for me is a really good tank for the Type 71 line, and this is, you can get it frontal. You can, when you're using a top turret, you can get it up to 260 millimeter. So yeah, this is so good. This is kind of good for me. And so the gun, the same as some Japanese heavies. The DPM is good, and the mobility, yeah, mobility is just as completely different, just as completely slower, just sometimes just 5 kilometers slower than the some Japanese heavies, some predecessor like Juto and etc. So let's get a Type 68. This tank is kinda weird for me, but yeah, using a top turret, you can get some bounces. You can get serial bounces. 250 millimeter, nah. For the tier 10 and tier 9, nah. But for the tier 8, yeah, they're gonna be used for goal shares when they trying to hit your turret, frontal turret. So the gun is kinda good. It's just, it has pretty average penetration, pretty good penetration, average DPM. It has terrible accuracy, just like the other Japanese tanks, but yeah, kinda just stuffing on it. But the hull armor, let's see the hull armor. 127 millimeter. You can get serial bounces. You can definitely get serial bounces when you're using a considerable for the gun depression, and yeah, kinda good for the when you're using hull down, you get serial bounces on the upper plate of the hull. So yeah, mobility is just like other heavies, It was just kinda weird, but yeah, accuracy is nah, just like other heavies. So yeah, so we got a Type 71 that I revered in the update just 3-4 months ago, I don't know, but yeah, let's see this beauty. Oh yeah, a Japanese beauty. Oh yeah, this will get some bounces at the upper plate, the hull. So yeah, they need to get it into gold shells. The turret, It's just a menacing one, but you just need to penetrate there. But gun manlet and this thing, it's just impenetrable. And yeah, this tank is kinda good. It's really good when using considerable use for gun depression. It is kinda good. It's really good for me. So it has a average accuracy. It has an average DPM, but when using a 9 degrees of gun depression, it could be really good. So yeah, the mobility is just as completely same as the other Japanese heavies. So yeah, it's worth it. This tank, it's worth it when you're using when you play completely, when you play really good. But yeah, it's just the same as 60 TP or other tanks. But yeah, it's kind of good for me. So let's get into tanks that could be available events and tanks that could be available for testing that will be upcoming in lots of updates later. So this we're getting for free is a high score as a tier 5 American median collector. So let's see. Oh, this tank is just high score. You can beat it if you have a high damage or something. But yeah, it just kinda serious. You can get it subscription by going to the store, and you can get it for free. And it just disappeared. I got it already from yesterday. Or you can get it this certificates from the pods. So you can get 500 goals. Just buy this. Just buy 10 times, and you can get it for free. Get it without spending any day, and yeah. So let's get into the gun. It's just the same derp guns as a gargoyle or that nightmare, etc. But yeah, it's just kinda just a dispersion for me. Just dispersion just meh for me. But 3.9 seconds is just kinda average for me. And yeah, DPM just got kinda good for me. 6 degrees of gun impression is just good for me. Mobility is just kinda good. 48 kilometers per hour is just pretty good. For just 450 horsepower, I guess, yeah. Just medium tank. It has a good hull turn rates. And yes, the armor just itself. The armor itself is kinda isn't that good, but in this will have a stronger, and this will have a weakest armor against that. Sometimes will get hit by HE, so you need to watch out. So this tank is kinda good from me, but the armor it doesn't have from me. But you get some angles, you can get serial bounces, or just like you can get it. No, 38mm at the size armor, it isn't too good. But yeah, just kinda worth it when you're using this gun, and it's really perfect. It's derpy again, just like some tanks. So yeah, let's get it into the Ranger. That is this tank. It will be available in the July Battle Pass. And it's gonna be it has no armor whatsoever, just a T21 on steroids. It's just kinda solar from the sun. It's weird for me. Just kinda weird. It has no armor whatsoever, but you can get a good gun. You have a good gun. It has good DPM. It has pretty good accuracy. You have good penetration. So yeah, it has 10 degrees of gun depression. That's really good for you. And mobility is just the same as the T21. So it's just kinda good, but it's for the upcoming battle pass for the July. So yeah, kinda interesting for me. And let's get into the British tank that is called Caliban. And look at that! Guess who's here? A tier 8 British heavy tank. It has a it's a British KV2 at tier 8, and it's gonna be this will be ruining the entire game. It has 150mm. It has a derpy gun. It has very terrible accuracy, but it has good, averagely good DPM. It has only AP shells and HE shells. It has good penetration to only HE shells. You can get over 860 damage. This is a Death Star at tier 8. This is incredible tank. But you can get terrible gun elevation and a good gun depression. It's crazy tank. It's a crazy tank. The armor comparing the World of Tanks PC version, it's terrible for the Blitz version for this game. But the World of Tanks PC is sometimes better than this game. But yeah, it's just a Wargaming wants to balance the tank for this game. So yeah, the mobility is just 30 kilometers per hour because it's just a heavy tank and it's just being slow. But this tank is just an incredible tank when it comes to gun. When it comes to this gun, so this is incredible for me. So the last is not least, we got an Italian tank that is called Caro da Combattimento Combattimento 45T, a tier 10 Italian medium tank. I think that means a combat tank or main battle tank or something. It's just something Italian. But yeah, this guy, the gun, auto reloading. It has auto reloader. It has 4 shells, 1 shell more than Progetto 65. Yeah, 65. It has the armor is the upper plate is really good, but it has completely not. It has sometimes no armor, sometimes it has good armor, but yeah, this tank is really good, really good. It has 9 degrees of gun depression, just like the Progetto 42 or 46. Yeah, 46. And the mobility is just have a 57 kilometers per hour. Is really good. Average speed is 34 kilometers per hour. So yeah, let's get the gun again. It has a good accuracy. It has not too good DPM, but yeah, kinda good for me. It has additional 4 shells of magazine, and this tank is kinda good. It has auto reloader, just like other Italians. Yeah, so that's it. Let's get into the balance changes. And there you go. We got the balance changes for this update, but I saw that it's a preview. So yeah, for me it's okay. That could be same as the previous one. It's from an open test from this update. So Type 71 will getting a nerf for like the depression and elevation, where it counts at and brand new equipment for equipment for the Japanese heavy tanks for tier 7 to tier 10. But rate of fire, reloading time, and the DPM will have a nerf because yeah, it's kinda strong for this tank. And yeah, 6 degrees gun depression and 14 degrees of gun depression. That will improve with improved gun depression elevation when it comes to new equipment, and you will get a 9 degrees. You can get 9 degrees and 14 degrees and will 17 degrees of gun elevation. So yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're gonna talk about the T54E1. We'll get a lot of buffs, but the dispersion and speed will nerf. I don't know why for the forward. I don't know why we're getting good to that because it's too strong to relate it. Too strong at dispersion and the mobility from the speed. But yeah, the rate of fire and the magazine reloading time will get buffed. Engine power will get buffed too, and effective power too. So yeah, traverse speed, yeah, is gonna be buffed a little bit, just a little bit. 39.66 on the soft terrain, the 40.64. So yeah, kind of a little bit some buffs, but the DPM is just a little bit too. It's just small buffs and small nerfs. So yeah, M103, another tier 9 American. Now it's a heavy. Traverse speed is just a little bit nerfed too. It's just a little bit nerfed. Type 61 at tier 9 Japanese medium tank will guess just nerf the traverse speed, and that's it. The GSO 1008 still on the test will become default. The one-shot gun, turn it into the auto loader. So rate of fire will be nerfed just a little bit, and magazine reloading time is just nerfed a little bit. So the DPM will get just a little bit worse than we got it. So STA1, another Japanese one, is a tier 8 medium tank. It's getting buffed to mobility, engine power, effective power to weight ratio, and the traverse speed. It gets buffed. It really gets buffed. Yeah. FCM 50T, a tier 8 French medium tank, will get rate of fire buffed. Reloading time will get buffed. Dispersion will be a little bit buffed too. DPM, it will be better. 2166 DPM will get on the standard shells. So yeah, that could be much better. And the 40 TB Habiha at tier 6 polish heavy will be nerfed of rate of fire, reloading time, dispersion, and here's DPM. Let's get an updated armor. The T54E1 will get a better armor, as you can see on the his gun manlet will get better, will get much better armor. It will be a stronger that as we expect, but yeah, we'll get the turret, just turret ring will get buffed. In the upper plate of the hull will get buffed too. Just some of the armor that is strong will get even stronger. Some tanks will not apply the armor. It didn't change into anything. I didn't saw that. So yeah, only one will just redesign that, just remaking something, and didn't armor didn't get it. Expect the T54E1. So let's get into the new map and and with the aiming time and with bushes, something realistic will have it, etc. So let's get into it. So this update will bring a lot good and useful thing, lots of improvements. So first is the aiming time. If you look at that, it looks like a laser. Wargaming is just improving the aiming time for the PC and the phone and the mobile version of the game. It's just changing. It's the aiming time, and just look at that. When I'm moving very slowly, just it looks like a laser. It looks like a laser. So the gun will not be late for a few seconds, but now if you move, the gun will move immediately. So it's really good. It's really useful when you want to be at it. So let's get into the bushes. So let's see. Yeah, it's good. The bushes itself is moving. When you see the right bushes, now it will be moving. It's more realistic, and when you shoot it, it comes to realistic too. Yeah, it's kind of so realistic. The aiming time and the realistic bushes is now improved for this update. So yeah, it's really good. It's really good for me. And one of the best things is the aiming time, but better is the Japanese times. Japanese having one. And yeah, let's get into the new map we're gonna see right now. Welcome to the Castila, an improved map, a new PBR map, as you can see. But let's get into first the performance. When I have this, when your object and terrain quality will get high graphics, yeah, the performance will be suffer. If you have a strongest PC or your phone, you can enjoy it at 60 FPS, but or 30 FPS. Yeah, 30 FPS for me when I have this laptop. It's just playable for me. Yeah, it's just pretty good, But when it comes to PBR, yeah, of this map, yeah, that could be, the performance will be worse when you have a potato PC or laptop, just like me. But yeah, it's kind of good. It's the same, but with new graphics improvements. But I set it up as the median on the object and terrain quality because, yeah, you know, the performance, But the Castilla, it has new graphics, and it's just pretty good. It's just pretty good. But I hate most is the performance, because when it comes to graphics, just every game when you have a better, if you want to have a better quality, but your PC will not be stronger to load it correctly. And yeah, it's just pretty good. Wargaming just getting our first map will be Castilla. The Castilla will be our first map with improved graphics. So yeah, it's just the same, but it's just the same map, just sometimes it's change the position for that. But yeah, the graphics is the biggest change. Graphics is the biggest change. But if you suffer the performance for this map, you will need to set up the median on your object and terrain quality. So I recommend it using the median. If you have a high for the potato PC or laptop, the performance will suffer. If you have a stronger, just don't do anything, just enjoy high graphics. So yeah. Yeah, except the tank quality, it's good. Tank quality is okay, but the map quality, object and terrain, not good. Isn't really good as well. But yeah, it's just something changed in some position with this map. But yeah, it's it's a one of the first map, first exists map that will improve the graphics. But yeah, let's get it into the PBR tank that is available for this update. So the last and but not least is the tanks that exist were added a new improved graphics, just like the Object 252U. Just look at that. Look at that beauty with improved graphics. What about the legendary camo? Oh, yeah, that is beauty. That is so beauty. That is so beauty. And the rest of the Czechoslovakian tanks, which is the Skoda T25. Just look at that. Look at that, the Skoda T25. And the T34 100. Oh yeah. That is so good. That is good, so good. The full Czechoslovakian line with HD graphics, etc. So that's it, guys. So like that video, subscribe my channel, and see ya soon.